Hello and welcome back to another Nerf Blaster review for the channel. My name is Luke Triton and today we are looking at the Dart Tag Swarmfire. I said the name properly this time and I'll explain that in a moment. This is a blaster I'm very eager to get my hands back on because this takes me back to the good old days of Dart Tag and the original N-Strike. And days where automatic blasters made by Nerf had very little competition. So this is a fully automatic front-loading cylinder blast. I suppose you could call that a cylinder because obviously it's definitely not magazine fed. It is part of the old Dart Tag line, an old competition style thing that Nerf had going. I for one would love to see Dart Tag return because these style of blasters make it really cool and it's just something completely different. There is no tactical potential on this blaster at all. No rails, no attachment points, nothing. The only thing you could do is remove the stock. So this is a thing you can do with this blaster. I think this is really good because in the future I do plan on giving this blaster a paint job. Again, more on that later on. So the stock is pretty much this little piece here, and there's this little blue switch here at the back. Pulling this, can you see the tooth? There we go. So that retracts the teeth, one at the top, one at the bottom. So once that's in, you can't take that out. Pull the switch, stock comes out. So yeah, now let's move on to the main blaster. This is a good blaster. I mean, I remember having one of these when it first came out and it's so much fun. It's such a weird blaster because again, when you think to stuff that's come out nowadays, Rapid Strike, Infamous, all the magazine fed full auto blasters with flywheels, this is completely different. So fully automatic, so how does it work? What is this? So for the sake of comfort, I'm actually going to put the stock back on because it just makes it a bit easier to hold. By the way, not the longest stock in the world, but my god, it's still so much fun to have this back on my shoulder. It's amazing. So the fully automatic operation works in a bit of a safe way, I suppose the best way to call this. At the top here is an on-off switch. Fully forward is off, so I can pull that trigger. Nothing's ever going to happen. Once I turn that to be on by moving it downwards, it then activates. One quick notice, the darts that I have in this blaster are an own brand style of dart. They are compatible with magazines and other Nerf blasters that I've got, but these are very, I suppose, limited. These are from an own brand retail chain in the UK. I'm not going to go over these, but again, these do work completely fine. So brace yourself for volume. This is going to be a bit loud. I am about to start firing this blaster. Ready? Here we go. You've been warned. That is the stock fire rate. Cool, that is pretty damn good. So yeah, that is, in a way, pretty much it for this blaster. One thing to quickly note, it has the battery door down here, which also acts as a grip, and I think that is really good. And the overall shape to it as well, with all the action kind of going on here, if you kind of look at it this way, obviously all the bulk and the mass is up front. And if you don't have the stock, if I take this back off, if I can do that, there we go. Having it this way, you're going to have all that weight. I'll turn that off as well so I don't accidentally fire it again. All that weight is in your front section of the blaster. It's going to be, you're going to feel it in the offhand. And you can operate it like this, but I really wouldn't recommend you doing so because even then I can start to feel the weight and my hands dragging down. It is a bit of an issue. But even then, just having the full thing like this, it's just so much fun. It really does take me back. So when I did my Nerf Blaster review series, when this all kicked off, I started with some older blasters, the sort of thing you would only really get on eBay because obviously the blasters were discontinued. This isn't that common on eBay, but I have seen some people sell them. And of course, when it comes to my purchase recommendation, if you're looking for a new blaster, definitely try and get yourself one of these. It is going to cost you about 15 to 20 quid, but honestly, it's worth it. All the ones I've seen on eBay as well have been looked after, they look to be in good condition. I am talking about eBay UK, by the way. Me being British, the Nerf markets here in the UK is very different to what you get in America, for example. We don't have goodwill, so we can't go thrifting for blasters. We either get a blaster brand new, or we get one on eBay. Even then, we don't get every single blaster. We only get about half the stuff that comes in when Nerf releases something new. Some of the older stuff, I think, always came over, this being one of them. So if you're British and you're in the Nerf hobby and you want to try something new, genuinely, give this a go. Again, there's no tactical potential. It's going to be really difficult to try and make this work and kind of make it appeal to people who are into the kind of modern Nerf market. So many attachments, so many accessories, this, that, and the other, magazine-fed stuff again. But for what this is, again, this really takes me back. It's going to be so exciting. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, at the very beginning, when I said this is the Swarmfire, that is the name of this blaster. When I first had this, I unintentionally called it the Swampfire. I just naturally said swamp instead of swarm. Now, having got back into the Ben 10 franchise over a year ago, I thought to myself, you know what? This blaster could do with a paint job. Swarmfire, Swampfire. It's got the space. It's not like I'm missing out on any rails or anything like that. There is a bit of assistance when it comes to taking this off. I can probably take... maybe not take off the shell pieces. I just need to be careful because the last thing I want to do is spray paint, have some spray paint leak into the inside of the blaster and kind of ruin some of the electronics. But it's still going to be interesting, still going to be worth a go. I really want to see if I can do a paint job worthy of these kind of Swampfire characters. It's going to be really cool. I've only done one Nerf blaster's paint job before, but even then that was only done with kind of brush paint, nothing spray paint kind of heavy. And that was done with the Revoltinator. I do have a video on that which you can see on my channel. But that is going to be it for this blaster review. This is the Dirt Tag Swarmfire. Genuinely, this takes me back and it is such a good blaster. Oh, it's as good as I remember. I miss this. I'm going to have some fun with this today. Maybe not today. It is boiling hot today. And if I start moving around, I'm going to melt. But in all seriousness, good blaster. Still worth the money, even in today's market. Thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.